Oh, Mickey. Oh, it's a lie. Welcome. Let me see. We on yet? All right. Hello, everyone. Hold on 1 second, please. Let me share this out to a few people. Waiting for a few of you all to tap in. Darius, you gotta share. You gotta share.
I got a phone. I'm waiting for it to come up on the phone.
It's on my page. Look, I sent it to you. It's on my page too. You found it. Mickey, you shared it.
No, I'm just looking at it.
Darius, you see how he treated me? He treated me wrong.
Nah, he said you are.
I'm a handful. That's what you're trying to say.
Crazy.
Crazy. Ain't that something? The way I get treated around here. I just don't understand. Oh man, I hope I ain't gotta go through all of this to try to share it to a group. You know how you have to keep going back and forth and back and forth. I just want to hit share.
Does that mean the group got you blocked?
No, you just gotta go through too many difficult things here just to share it to a group. Hey, First Lady, I see you on here. There we go. See, I can do it. Here we go.
First, as Alex said, what's up, Apesoul? What's going on?
They know. They already know, Mr. Apesoul. Well, we gonna get to know you this. We gonna get to know you this morning. As soon as I finish sharing this out, give me about 2 more seconds. That's my heater, y'all hear, kicking off and on, cause it's cold in here. It's very cold, and I don't do the cold. I complained about the heat too. Mickey, quiet on the set. Please control your phone.
Almost just lost.
He almost just lost it on me. You hear that? You hear that, First Lady? This how I get treated around here. They still ain't got my dressing room on my glam squad yet. They want to treat me like I'm on the chin circuit.
Let me put the cash app up in here.
I need everyone to hit that cash app this morning while you're thinking about how much you love these shows, because we need to keep going, because I'm telling you, this man promised me a dressing room and I have yet to see it. He says the bathroom is down the hallway and to the left, and I just don't understand why he keeps telling me that. Mr. Mickey, ain't that what Trevor called you?
Well, let me do my little begging. Family, please hit the cash app for. I can try to bring you these hood ghetto shows that I'm trying to take the people and bring them out of the ghetto-ness. But it's hard doing it by yourself, fighting against the powers that be, every other week they doing something to me. I'm always got, I need a war chest built up.
That's it.
And now, that cash app is like my war chest.
That's your war chest. You need to be.
I ain't asking for, like Barack said, he needed $1. I need 3 and 4 times. The 80,000 voters in Flint. I want the newborns tapping in.
You said you ain't gonna ask for $1 from everybody. You want everybody.
Swiping I want the newborns to come in and help us fight against this madness. I mean, we got the haters. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm fighting against this one platform. I want to say their name, but they got a lawyer and they got a couple comedians. They've been shooting at us every day. I need it. They've been throwing frivolous lawsuits, say they're going to be coming with lawsuits soon.
Oh, my God.
And then we got the council people, that second and third ward.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot to talk about.
And then that's why I need help, family. But if you hit the cash app.
Hit the cash app. It's down there.
Greatly appreciated.
It's $810 News Media Group.
And we do take it from my counterparts, the white good people.
And
Please.
White
then
good people.
and then we also
It was
accept
the white good people.
cash,
We gonna
credit,
find them.
You gonna find
EBT.
the white good people.
Stop. Let's get into it today. First of all, everybody, thank you for joining in for a special edition of the Wyntis Hall Show. We're gonna talk about today. The topic was the agenda. I just thought that was a great topic for today. Especially
Yeah, Jim.
when I have watched this young man on Facebook. I couldn't come up with a better topic. Look, I left my reading glasses at home. I had to borrow some reading glasses because I did some research today for this. So, what I'm going to start off with, and thanks everybody for tuning in again. Out of anger comes controversy.
Uh,
Out of controversy comes conversation. And out of conversation comes action.
okay.
Tupac.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
So
I
you
know the
see, this
saying.
this is the conversation we're gonna have today.
Okay.
Okay, because like you said, you got the controversy,
Mhm.
the conversation, and then we gotta have some action behind it.
That's what's missing.
Hey,
No actions. A whole lot of conversation, a whole lot of controversy. We
well,
stop at that.
and we do, and we're gonna get into that. Now, the first thing I want to, for the people that don't know you,
Mhm.
who is, if you could just give me 2 minutes of who is Darius, aka Apesoul. Who are
All right. Born and raised, North Side Flint. Um, a member of Black Lives Matter Flint. I joined in with that in 2020 when I got out of prison. I've been on the president since high school. The only reason I joined because I know the type of brother he is. For one, I know the type of brother he is for one, so that's what made me join. When I seen that he had changed, and I had basically, I changed my life through after 13 years of incarceration. So coming back to the city of Flint and seeing what it was in, the ruckus, the leadership, the position, the water, schools closings, and all this stuff, it made me want to do what I can for whatever I can for the city. So my I just got a heart for people, man, especially the people for the city of Flint, especially the north side, because that's where I'm raised in, and
you?
that's it.
Okay. So you I heard you say you got out of prison
Mm.
and you came back, and I feel like you're one of the brothers that want to help the younger brothers
Yeah,
not make the same mistakes as you did in life. We all make mistakes.
yeah.
Um and as I watch you on social media, and as I see you give your speeches and your thoughts and your opinions, I'm like, he's not scared to say what he wants to say. um, I'm proud to see that you're one of the few that haven't been bought and paid for.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's politics.
Hey,
We know the game.
you right. Mm.
Um, so it's a few things that I want to touch on, and I feel like it's time for the community to have these conversations.
Yeah.
Now we say justice for John Fleming,
Mm-hmm.
Kiera Powell,
Mm-hmm.
the Mitchell brothers,
Mm-hmm.
Vontrice Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why do we keep saying justice for, and there's no action done? We can get, and I'm gonna let you take over after this. We can get 2,000 people to march for George Floyd.
Hmm.
And my heart goes out to the George Floyd, family and everything that happened with that.
Right.
My heart goes out to everybody in America that has lost someone
Mm-hmm.
black to police violence. Okay. But we can't get 20 people to come to City Hall for a council meeting to voice their concerns about the water. There is, I mean, issues involving us. national issues where we know it's going to be pomp and circumstance and photo ops and people that I'm gonna go ahead and say it. When Swanson came out there, I felt like he led us back out of tearing
Man,
up their
Rose
section.
Swanson. Oh
Okay,
yeah, he's smart. He's a politician.
right. And I'm glad that no one got hurt. I'm
Mhm.
glad that he did what he did, but it's always reasons.
But won't nobody gonna get hurt. Flint, we don't come like that. For whatever reason, we don't come like that for real. We don't come like that. Wasn't nothing gonna happen if he didn't march with us.
Mhm.
What was gonna happen? We don't come like that. We don't even come like that for our own folks. And that's basically what you're saying, right? Like how we get so many people get out here and march for George Floyd, which is a tragedy. But
Yeah,
it didn't happen in Flint.
right.
Vontrice Davis happened in Flint. The Flemings kids, that happened in Flint. Kiera Powell, that happened in Flint.
Yeah.
These are things that happened in Flint. These recent things that happened in Flint. And you can't get nobody to show up for that. Not for real. And so we just scary. It's sad to say it, but it's a bunch of soft niggas in the city. We soft, we weak, we scared. But if it's big enough, we'll move with it. When the John Fleming story first came out, we had a movement, pastors, bunch of pastors in contact with us, officers, staff, Swanson too. But soon as people realized they couldn't control the narrative or how they wanted to go, there wasn't no more calls. What's
Right,
going on? Where the next meeting at? What's the plan of action? Wasn't no more of that
right.
at all. So we understand how it go, but ain't nothing gonna never get fixed until we get some heart in the city. That is as simple as that.
And have you seen this hurt? Have you seen brothers that actually want to follow through? I haven't.
I know a few. I got a few select brothers that when I get a call about a mother that can't feed the family, or call about a mother where they need some clothes or shoes, or call up with a family that needs something in the household, anything, you know what I'm saying, short on bills, something like that. I know a few brothers that I can call and get the money together. None of these people got. We don't get no aid from the city. We ain't looking for it because, and I'm not never gonna ask for it. I'm not gonna ask for it. Now, I might be around some people that do that would like to ask for aid from the city, but I don't want nothing from the city because I understand that if we start to get to the point where we just look for each other and spend and do everything with each other, when we did that, what did it look like? It looked like Black Wall Street. It looked like North Carolina back in the early 1900s. That's what it looked like. If
Right,
everybody was good, there wasn't no poverty there. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Everybody took care of everybody, and everybody was good. That's what I be looking at. But we not there.
Miss Davis, I want your number, Vontrice Davis.
810-210-4432.
That's Shawnee. That
Shawnee
Shawnee,
Davis.
Shawnee.
Yeah,
That's
Miss, yeah.
Vontrice's mom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see, I was at the
What's the number again?
810-210-4432. 210-4432. I was at the
What's the last four digits?
4432. I was at the city council hall meeting when they brought up Chief Green, and my mother spoke because Vontrice Davis, that accident happened right in front of my mama house,
Mm-hmm.
right in front of my mama house,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And
Mm-hmm.
Sergeant Chief Green tried to lie about situations about what happened when he wasn't there. And you got these witnesses that was there talking about stuff that was going on. But like I always tell everybody, if I wasn't from Flint and I was looking in and I was able to read like the leadership in Flint, I would think we was in a good position for black people. Cause I'd be like, man, y'all got a black mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And everybody running black too. Like
Right.
y'all got all black folks trying to run the
Black
city.
chief.
Y'all got a black chief of police too. His sergeant under them both black too.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, y'all
Black
winning up
fire
in there.
chief.
Man, black fire chief,
Yeah.
which you know, you have no story behind that right now.
We gonna get into
Yeah,
all
I
of
can't
this
wait to
stuff.
get into that one. But
You
I
know.
would be like, man, y'all got all this black leadership. I know y'all good up there. Can't come up here and find out that all these niggas are sold us out. So what good is it?
Right.
What good is it?
Do you ever think sometimes, what am I fighting for?
All the time. All the time. I had this conversation with the brothers that fight with me all the time. If you know brother Rodney Thomas, he'd tell you, man, I had them conversations. Like, bro, sometimes I feel like, man, I don't even want to answer the phone sometimes. Like, man, what I'm moving for. Because we can move for somebody and help somebody out. And then we tell them, like, man, listen, we need you to help, come join in the fight. And we can't get them. But we get the action when something hit their house. I'm trying to tell them, like, don't wait for it to hit your house. We're trying to avoid it from hitting your house.
Right.
Let's get in front of it.
Right?
Yeah, let's get in front of it.
Right.
That's them be the things. But all in all, it's just in me. I can't. We get them phone calls from the brothers when they getting pulled over by the police. Yeah. That's the ones y'all don't see because I don't pull out videotape. Right. That's the ones people don't see. Why we got brothers, I ain't gonna say names, asking about what Black Lives Matter do. Black Lives Matter here in Flint. That's the ones y'all don't see when me and Dewan get those calls and we pull up on police stops. Literally pulling up on police stops. We ain't armed. I can't carry a gun. I just got off parole. So we ain't armed, you know what I'm saying? But we pulling up because we like, okay, and we let the officers know when they ask us. And they know us now. And they ask us like, oh, we everything gonna go right. And we just let them know, like, man, we just here. If they committed a crime, do your job. But you go beyond that, we not pulling out no video cameras. Just they know that. We're not pulling out no video cameras. Right. It's just gonna be what it is right then and there. Simple as that. Yeah.
Now, we talk about leadership in Flint. I heard you say that about black mayor, black police chief, black fire chief. Mm-hmm. We used to have a predominantly black council, but that's changed. We're gonna get into that too. Yeah. But I feel like a lot of people in Flint, look, I took off my glasses. Uh-oh. We do it for titles. Yeah. I see daytime activists. If you understand where I'm going, yeah. I'm seeing photo op activists, see-through activists. Yeah. And I'm wondering, where are they? You see everybody come out during election time, and they've been out here for years, and I love my city, and I'm never going to stop fighting. And then it's either three things. Either when they lose, they go away.
Even when they win, they go on trips after they win. Go ahead.
Or when, yes, that's true. They disappear when
lose
they win.
Lose or win, don't matter.
Or they're bitter. Mm-hmm. And they not gonna care about the next person winning. And then three, they gonna pop back up again when it's time to run again. Yeah. These people that come out to run, everybody shouldn't label themselves as an activist. Mm. I know someone called me an activist one time. I don't feel like I'm an activist. I feel like activists are boots on the ground people. Right. And I feel like Flint has a lot of phony activists. What's your take on that?
Oh, Flint got a bunch of phony activists, Facebook activists.
I wasn't expecting that from you.
Yeah, just looking for a camera. Just looking for a camera. You know what I'm saying? We got it's a lot like that. You have to be well, here's what the thing is: when you boots on the ground, you for real boots on the ground. It ain't gonna be seen on camera because you cannot. These neighborhoods in Flint, you're not going in these neighborhoods on camera because they're not letting you come up in there. Because it's just be real. Everybody know what's going on in these neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. So when you go up in these neighborhoods and you hollering at these brothers and stuff like that, they're not letting you come with cameras out and stuff like that. But a lot of these people can't go in these neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. You can't go in the neighborhood because you can't come up in there faking, so you can't go in the neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean. Yeah, they fake activists. They fake activists. A lot of them don't even know what's going on. If it wasn't for Facebook, and those that can hear me, if it wasn't for Facebook, I guarantee you 75% of the so-called activists wouldn't know about the Wyntis Davis situation. Right. Wouldn't know about the John Fleming situation for that matter. You know what I mean? You wouldn't know about it. They would probably know about the Mitchell boy situation because it went all the way far with the CNN, right? But that would be when they caught on to it. Well, if it wasn't for Facebook and the Kiera Powell, a lot of people a lot of activists still don't know about the Kiera Powell situation. Our own mayor didn't even know about the Kiera Powell situation. Yeah. I had to explain it to him.
He didn't?
No.
Well, he just told you he didn't.
Well, that's what he told me. So he knew nothing about it. And his response was, well, people die all the time.
No.
That's what his response.
No.
I said, but not in this matter. I said, not in this matter the way it happened. You the mayor. He well, I didn't get a call. I said, why would they waste the time calling you? You don't care. Same thing with a lot of activists. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. People wonder why you reach out to me about this for what? 'Cause I don't want to keep talking about this stuff all the time. Like when we gonna move on? When we gonna move on stuff?
And that's true. And you said apply pressure.
Apply some pressure.
You said that in one of your statements that you
Mhm.
made on Facebook. I
Apply
went
some
back,
pressure.
I watched a lot of them. When Black Lives Matter, you are what? The
Head of security.
head of security for Black Lives Matter. Important position, executive leadership position,
Mhm.
executive team, as I would
Mhm.
say.
Mhm.
So when does this start? You know what? Black Lives Matter here in Flint. Y'all went to a pizza shop up in Saginaw
Yep.
to fight for some pizza. And
Fought
look at
against
all
fought
of the
against what
stuff.
happened
Look
right there.
at what's going on around here. And that's not a kick to y'all
No,
because
we have done
I
well.
appreciate
Well,
what
we
y'all
done the
are
same
doing.
thing here in front of stores. We don't have nobody. It's literally about 4 of us that do this. We don't have nobody, and we're not pulling out cameras.
So you mean it's things going on that y'all doing?
Yeah, we don't pull out cameras because we don't have time. Because when it get thick, I don't want it see no camera. If something have to happen, it's not gonna be. I'm not getting convicted by camera. I'm just being real and being honest.
Okay.
Like I'm not being convicted by camera. We go.
And Dewan, this is no dig.
Man,
I don't,
but
I don't
he
want him to
and
think that.
he not gonna trip because like I say, I know I've been knowing the brother. I've been knowing the one. I've been knowing him since high school, so I know how he gonna come when it. You know what I'm saying? When it get thick, so I'm good around. I know I'm good with him. He know me since high school. He know how it's gonna come when he thick. And Rodney from my hood, so I know how everything gonna go if it get thick. So I know thorough. You know what I'm saying? But we're not pulling. We don't have time to put. We're not pulling out cameras. That's our agreement already. We're not gonna pull out cameras. Anybody that been in community meetings know. When I after the community meeting, after the cameras go off, I always make the statement. Okay, now it's time to cut the cameras off. Now let's talk for real.
Right.
I'm not doing because it's stuff that can't be said on camera
I
because
think,
somebody watching all the time.
but I think with the grassroots to the national Black Lives Matter, probably why like the more local grassroots get caught up, get flack for what the ones on top do.
Agree.
I give them that. But I think what people would say here is so much going on in Flint that you will see. Let's just go to city council. Far as evil words.
We haven't got there yet.
Well, go ahead.
We haven't got there yet.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I told you I was prepared for this one right here. Okay, Mickey. You made me forget where I was at, Mickey. Okay. Cynthia Haynes, one of Miss Precious Austin. I don't know if you know who that is, but she said that she wants to connect with you. Cynthia Haynes, she said, can you actually describe a fake person, but not just a fake person, because we're talking about activists. Describe a fake activist, Darius, in your own words.
Okay, fake activist, right? So if I can see you when something like the Mitchell boys. If I can see you come around with something like this going on, because it's big now, something like this going on. If I can see you like when something like this going on, right? And we talk, and we exchange numbers. We exchange numbers. You like, man, yeah, we gotta get together. We gotta talk on this. We exchange numbers, right? So my expectation is when I get a young lady like named Tina or something that stay over in the 5th Ward, when I get a call and she like, look, they gonna cut these lights off. I need, you know what I'm saying? Well, how much you need? $200 something. Okay. I'm expecting to be able to call you. That's active work. I'm expecting to be able to call you. Now, when I call you and be like, listen, what you got up on this? And you tell me, all right, let me get back with you. I'm not calling you again. I'm expecting you to get back with me. You don't get back with me, your number get erased out of my phone. That's a fake activist. I don't need none of that.
Some people think that they're activists just because they go and they stand and walk in a line with a picket sign.
You're a picketer.
And they label themselves an activist.
We've been picking it for years. You was picking cotton. You pick it. You still pick it. You just standing around. You standing around with a sign. I'm gonna wait till I can't wait till we get to the fire chief.
Okay,
situation.
it's coming. It's coming.
But yeah.
Now I watched another one of your what did she say? Okay. Now, in one of your videos, you said and you said it wasn't a threat, so we're gonna let that be known. And you also said it wasn't a threat, but you said you're not gonna leave this term. He's not gonna leave this term comfortable. He's not married. It's not gonna have a
He shouldn't
comfortable
have
term.
he should not have a comfortable term.
And you
No,
went on to say you don't know how he won.
I don't.
You don't know why he won.
I don't.
Um, he was the one that told us the water was good.
Still
He
saying.
told a lot of lies. One, and then I know you big on. I'm gonna let you get back to that. Also, I know you're big on respecting our women. One of your posts that you made the other day, you said the most educated group in America is Black women. So yeah, I've been doing my homework. So it disturbed me when I hear a young Black man like you trying to help other Black men, and we have this man on every Saturday now, because that's the only time we're going to see him. It's no more press conferences, no more nothing. And he stood out there on election day, and he watched a man called Councilwoman Tanya Burns bitches and hoes. He watched that kind of with a smile on his face. Your mayor watched that.
Not my man. I live in Flint Township.
Well, you live in Flint Township, but
I don't mean it as a shot. Like, yeah, I live
right.
in Flint Township. I mean, I don't. And the reason I live in Flint Township because I would love to stay in the city of Flint. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I live in Flint Township, one, because I got children and the water is no good. And as I just feel like, for me as a parent, if I feel like, since the career path that I was able to be on, that God blessed me to be on, I make good enough money that I can stay outside the city, and that's only because of the water. My family tell you that it's only because of the water. And had there been a real fight for the water, you know what I mean, that could have been changed. You know what I mean, but I'm still trying to see if we can get something done on that.
Now wrapping that up about how he stood there and watched Councilwoman Burns get belittled, and the things that he's done, and you said it yourself. You don't know how, you don't know why. Tell me how you feel after this election.
Well, I feel like, one, I don't know how they count votes. I don't know who counting the votes, what they doing, whatever. I honestly don't know how he. I honestly don't know how he won. A little disappointed that it was 14,000 people voted or something like that for the mayor race. 22. I think when I stopped watching, it was around 14. 11, so he had 10. Yeah. So I was confused on how he win. But my stance has always been, okay, I've been free for mayor for Neely's for his first term. I was free while he was the mayor. I wasn't around when Weaver was in office, so I don't know much about what Weaver did. I hear some stuff she did. Some people talk good about it. Some people talk bad about it. So I don't know much about the Weaver. Neely, I never attack him personally because he's a brother. At the end of the day, he's still a brother. And I always tell people,
well, that brother watches somebody's mother get belittled.
At any given time, if he wake up and be like, man, I've been wrong to my people. I'm sorry. What can I do to make it better? First thing we're gonna tell him, resign, step down as mayor. That'd be the first thing. You gotta step down as the mayor. You can't be mayor no more. That's not a position for you. That power got to your head. You sold the city out. So it's not a position for you. Step back. You probably you can't be on the front lines because you ain't cut like that. But you can do some paperwork or something like that. You know what I mean? Talk to some people you know. That'd be the first thing. Secondly, of course he just stood there and watched a woman be little. It take a man to stand up for a woman. You know what I mean? That's not a personal attack at him. It might be, but I don't know no man that'll stand there and let that happen. For real.
But most of the men on his team was belittling women. I mean, even talking about Mayor Dr. Weaver. I mean, it was just, and they just stood there and they thought it was okay. I'm like, is this where we are today?
That's exactly where we are today. That's exactly where we are today. We do more beefing against within each other, which plays in the hand of those in power, plays in their hand. Because as long as we uh, against attacking each other against each other. Ain't nothing gonna ever get done, nothing gonna ever get moved. So yeah, that's exactly how it is. And you, if your leader ain't got no guts or no ain't gonna stand up for a woman, you would expect the ones under him to do the same. They
Right.
move just like him.
Right.
Birds of a feather flock together. They gonna move just like
That's true. And I had to skip a card. We're gonna come back to that because this is the direction that we're going in. One of my notes that I put down here is that we've allowed that to be acceptable.
them. Right.
We've allowed for this clown show, I mean council show,
Mm-hmm.
to get out
Clown
of
show.
hand.
It's a clown
Citizens,
show.
it's a clown show. We've allowed Councilwoman Worthing to call Councilwoman
Mm-hmm.
Winfrey Carter ghetto. We've allowed that.
Yep.
We've allowed for others to say words that normally wouldn't be acceptable in public. We've allowed Councilwoman Worthing to flip off Mays and walk away and think it
Mm-hmm.
was funny. We allowed her, whatever happened between the exchange between her and Jasmine Stanley, which
Mm-hmm.
it was witnesses, we've allowed for this behavior. And now I feel like we're in a position where some feel like they can do whatever they want.
They can. What we gonna do?
It,
They can.
but that's
What
what
you
I'm asking
they
you.
thing
What we
is
gonna
that's
do?
the thing. They
What's the
thing is
agenda?
what you gonna do about it. That's the thing. What you gonna do about it? The agenda been the same. I started off earlier this year with a call to men in the city to step up. That's what I started off first with earlier this
Mhm.
year. I wanted the men in the city to step up because I remember a young lady saying she didn't feel safe in Flint, her and her kids, and she was in fear for her kids' life and stuff like that here in the city of Flint. And so that dawned on me that okay, if the when in the biblical times when the men went out to war, the women wasn't was in the camp cooking and preparing for the celebration.
Mhm.
So you can't be scared while you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? So they
Mhm.
was doing that. They knew they was good.
Mhm.
But we live in a time now where the men ain't off at war. The men right there at home, and the woman still feel unsafe. 'Cause we ain't men. Ain't no men in the
You
city.
know what? We living in a time now where the women out there at war and men at home cooking.
That's where I was going with the next point. The
Okay.
next point is I run into more strong sisters that's fired up about what's going on in the city than I do me.
Right.
And so I had to now I'm changing the call. Because at first I really thought like, okay, if I make a call to all the men and press at the men, like, man, we need you out here. That's people to show up. But they really didn't. A few people knocked on the door, but it wasn't nothing. But I had women showing up. Like, what
I
about us?
know. Look at the Chia Morgans that's
Yeah, yeah,
organizing
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
and
yeah,
shout out to Chia.
yeah.
Um, then Chia and Jasmine, they had the cookouts all
Mm.
summer, getting people informed, and Chia do the little food things and the books for the kids, and then you got the Karma Lewis is out here with the neighborhood groups and stuff.
Mm.
You got a lot of women out here doing their
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah,
and you don't see the brothers behind
yeah.
them.
But and I don't nobody take this as sexist, anything like that. I've been
Right.
called sexist before because I speak the facts. Is this as long as the women is the ones standing up doing making all the powerful moves, the powers that be, white folks is running the cities and the governments and stuff like that, they have no fear. Just being real, there's no fear. There's no fear there because how did they control the children and the families in the slavery times?
Yeah.
They beat the man. They
And
beat the
took away
man,
his
broke the man
masculinity.
in front of the wife and the kids.
Yeah.
What did the mother do? What did she say to her sons and to her boys? You better listen to that white man.
Wow.
Don't look at him. Don't look him in the eyes. Don't do this. Don't do that. Do whatever he say. They know the woman because y'all naturally caring, naturally nurturing, naturally. And so y'all that role for y'all is so important. When y'all have to fight, we lose that role. When y'all have to be the man, we lose that nurturing and that caring. And that's what happened when you see these young men out here all wild up in the street because they don't have the women that's nurturing and caring no more because the men ain't fighting, the women got to do the fight. So it's hard to do the fighting and do the nurturing.
That's right.
Y'all job was supposed to do the nurturing.
2-3 jobs to take care of the children.
So many women out there, that's what I be hearing. Right. Working 2 jobs, I'm working 3 jobs.
And the man out there on Facebook Live, driving they whatever, and then the baby mama over there struggling. And but that's again, we have allowed that to happen. We have allowed for and I thought it was gonna be at least 5 years before they slipped in Allie as president and then have her to become mayor. That's where we're going. I'm telling you, you heard it here first. Mickey got strong opinions about council. Come on, Mickey, get it back up. Let's get it going. You don't want to talk now, Mickey? We waited all the way to this point for you to talk, and now you don't want to say anything.
No, I'm just typing. No, I told you how I feel about council. Yeah, what I said, like, because I'm not gonna lie. I remember Brother Roberts had went down there to deal with even when she called Jerry Winfrey. What was it? Jerry Winfrey Carter, she called Ghetto and Tanya. Mm-hmm. But the chaos went on for so long that the speakers never got to speak. It's like they pushed it back purposely. Mm-hmm. For the speakers couldn't speak. And who's supposed to sit down there for 7 hours while the council fight each other? Well, basically, it's the Satan 6, verse 3.
Satan 6. Good Lord, they got a good night, a new name. The Satan 6.
Yeah. So you got because really the 6 be going that area. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They get mad at Tanya or they're sending their imps on Facebook to to go at Tanya and whoever else. Because what I find appalling is, even though I know that's what is it, Mike Shoemaker, the sapsucker following us now.
Oh, the guy who said he invited Tanya to a necktie. Yeah, so people that don't know what happened, what Mickey's talking about, it was a guy on Facebook who invited Councilwoman Tanya Burns to a necktie party.
Oh, don't forget, they was also in the top of that. They was telling Art he couldn't hide, right?
Yep.
They didn't say, Art, you can't hide.
This the sad part. If it's a black person, because we know it's a fake page,
right?
If you went and did that, where's that mindset at to say a necktie if you black and you hiding behind a white person already know how the black and white is at a boiling point.
Right.
I'm just being honest.
I mean, the pot is about to bubble over.
We at a boiling point. Mm-hmm. But and that if it's a white person that did that, they just showing their true feelings.
Right.
To say a necktie. But I'm just saying, them type of things, and that's why I think where they talk about our activists, what they be wanting to see, because you see a lot of stuff that's going down there at council. And they looking at it like blacks getting disrespected, fired.
And that was on
firefighter. You know what I'm saying?
The blatant discrimination that I see now with Councilman Mays has been talking about. It's like, and I think he said it before. Where the people at? Where Black Lives Matter? Where NAACP? Where the pastors at now? Like, that man had just opened up his mouth and say, Madam Chair, he called her name about 3 times. And she just, okay, next on the agenda, he like, point of order. He had to say point of order to get recognized. Then the last meeting that they had, he sat there and asked Attorney Kim a question. And he looked at him like, I ain't got to answer you. And didn't say a damn thing either. It's no respect. Whittigan doesn't even, the CFO don't even have to attend finance meetings.
Yeah.
They're not making these decisions by themselves, because if you could, you wouldn't need a boss. So we know who the head honcho is. And I'm telling them they ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, and I think I had this conversation with Mays before. when everybody let us throw that out though. What was Black Lives Matter? Let me explain something. It's three of us, me, Dewan, and Rodney. We Black Lives, the men in Black Lives Matter right now are me, Dewan Robinson, and Rodney Thomas.
You can't tell me that when I seen 2,000-3,000 people out there marching with y'all on Miller Road.
That was because John Fleming, and it was cameras and all that stuff going on. That's why. That's why.
Not John Fleming,
George Floyd. Yeah, that was for the George Floyd situation because all that stuff was going on. So when all that stuff going on, that was the 2000. That was in the summer 2000s when everybody came up. And so even then, I thought that's how it would go because I just got out of prison. Mm-hmm. So I thought that's how it was gonna go. Like, man, all these folks was gonna be around the show. I didn't know how it go, Mickey. I thought like, oh, we deep out here. Like this a real movement. And then I learned that what one of the issues that happened with the chapter here in Flint was people really thought that we was gonna be in a situation where we was gonna start getting money. Tens of thousands of dollars was gonna start getting funded in. And once people started realizing, like, man, money ain't coming in, money ain't happening. We started seeing people fall away. Yeah. Funded, they thought we was gonna start getting funds and stuff like that. They figured we was tied to the big Black Lives Matter that had the millions of dollars.
But aren't y'all tied to the national chapter?
We just got tied with the grassroots. We've never been in.
Wow.
We just had the convention last week in Detroit to be brought in. We've never been there. We haven't had no funding. This stuff come out of our pockets. This stuff come out of my money that I work on a job. Anything we do, my pockets, Rodney pockets, the Wild pockets, right. Mickey to fund out of his pockets before, and anybody that's done been around. So Tara, when she was around, we the fund that came out of our pockets. Wow. We don't have funding, and we not going down here to asking none of them for their funds because how we asking the money people that we going against for their money.
Right.
So that's not happening.
Well,
we're not expecting
and that's another thing too. I'm glad you brought that up about our all black grocery store on the north side.
We can't even get that.
But I know we can't get it to open, but still we have it. Mott gave.
That was the
$5?
first thing.
Huh? No. My foundation gave like $500,000 to that North End food market. The state gave a couple million, so it's not all black owned.
Anything my foundation put some money in,
it's
they
not
want
all
something
black.
back.
He was
so
even
I
at
take
the
a dime from my foundation.
They was even at the
Well, people be mad at me then. I'm against the black food market then. If it's going, what I'm saying is, we can't be in a fight and be taking money from the people we fighting against.
I agree.
That don't make no sense. And I understand people gonna say, well, where we supposed to get the money from? Okay, well, the city predominantly black. If we keep the money black, if we dare to keep the money black. Whenever I'm spending something, I'm buying something, first thing I'm doing, I'm always asking, who got it? That's my color. Because I want to spend my money with them. Who got it? That's my color. What my people that can do.
Right.
But it makes no sense to be talking about, we in the fight, we in the battle, we for the people, but then we down here begging them for their money. As long as we borrowing from them, they always got us. The goal is to take it from them. As long as you borrowing from them, they can control your life, control the narrative how they want to control it. Probably why the black food market ain't open yet, because they took some money from these folks, so they can control when it open and how it open.
Who gonna work there?
Yeah, all
that's gonna be. I mean, but seriously, I'm laughing, but that's how it goes. And some of our people have been brainwashed to think that we can't move without funding from some of these people, and they wait for it, and they will cut your neck off to get it.
Well, because they know how to, because they know what they doing with the funding. Mm-hmm. So if say me and Mickey going down there, we need some of this money. They like, man, we got $500,000 available for one of y'all projects.
Right.
For one of y'all projects. So I'm going down there and I'm gonna tell them why they shouldn't fund Mickey project. Mickey gonna go down there and tell them why they shouldn't fund my project. And then that's gonna get leaked. And now me and him at odds with each other. And now my camp at odds with his camp. And the whole time it was a project that could have benefited the people.
Yeah.
but it never benefit the people because we down there begging at the doorstep of the same people that's holding us down in the first place, just begging.
Well, don't you think the people were offended when they got $97 million here for relief, COVID relief for the ARPA funds?
No, I don't think they was offended. Couldn't have been.
Right.
Couldn't have been offended. Couldn't have been offended. The last time I offended a black brother, man, we got into a real fight. So how you offended? And it wasn't over $97 million.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It wasn't over $97 million. I looked at him. He called me and said I was money. And it had nothing to do with millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even $100 on the table.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So no, I was offended. How could they have been offended?
You're right. You're exactly right.
They ain't showed up.
Right.
The council. I went down there and they was talking about the ARPA fund money. It was empty. Why they spending the money? Why they talking about how they gonna spend the money? Yeah. It's empty. I was upset about that. I say if we post, we can fill out every one of these clubs on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. You can fill them up. I tell them, why y'all filling the clubs out on Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights? They selling the city out from under you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning and evenings.
But Darius, me, you, Mickey, Satara, hell, we all stay outside the city. And we fighting harder than the people inside the city. Now I give it up for Art. I think the ones stay inside the city. He stay inside the city, because he ran for stuff. So we got some fighters inside the city. Rodney.
Just don't have enough. That's just been we don't have. And then we even got more than the ones you named. One of the biggest issues we have is all these beefs, all the beefs between the movers and the shakers, personal beefs between movers and shakers. I always tell people, like, man, miss me with the personal stuff.
And ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Ain't got nothing to do with the fight.
You on longer than I'm on. Y'all think you something because you got a studio. Come on, man. Our minds is in the wrong.
Well, maybe y'all would have got it. You probably won't get a little slack if you tell people y'all was in the basement somewhere. Man. Tell them that. Just tell them that.
That'd be like you think you something because you're in the basement. And it's our minds.
In the basement of a bando.
It's in the wrong place. Chief Barton. I said a couple weeks ago when they started letting that employee go and speak to the news.
That you weren't supposed to be doing an investigation.
Right. Yeah. They was setting him up for the play. I said that. Green is next. They're gonna play that off as his contract was up. And I believe that we're going to get a clerk that we ain't never seen before. That's my predictions. Darius, I know we can talk about Barton. What is your take on what I just said?
I watched some of the interview while I was at work yesterday, his interview and stuff, right? He was breaking down about the situation. And so basically, the way I took it was he basically getting all this happening to him because he stood up for some black kids that died. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He spoke out and stood for some black kids that died. Now, here was my thing, right? White folks, those that's in power, that's running the city, their goal is to make our life uneasy. That's their goal. You gonna be uneasy. As a mother, you uneasy when your son walk out the house. No matter where he going, school, to the store, whatever, you already uneasy when he walk out the house. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to give you want your phone to ring at 12 a.m. while he out the house, but you at some part of you don't want it to ring at 12 a.m. while he out the house. As a parent, you know what I'm saying? You uneasy. As a black person driving, the police get behind you, and he got to be flicking his lights. You uneasy. Right. It's already an uneasy feeling. This is what they driven off of. As long as you uneasy, we can control the way you move in this city and everything else. Nothing gonna happen until we start making them feel uneasy. Right. And that's not a call where I'm telling y'all pick up your guns and go out there and do it like that. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, we have to be present. There have to be numbers of us present. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, imagine 50, 60 residents from Flint walking up in the city council. They love to toss you if you speak out while they doing their thing.
Yeah.
But imagine 50, 60 of us up in there and we ain't letting it flow.
Right. Then they gonna go in executive session.
Oh, they're gonna go to remote. They started saying that COVID, you know how they was doing the remote.
Oh yeah.
They got games.
Then we find locations.
Yeah.
Then we start looking out and finding locations and figure out what people
Jamaica say the way bullets flying around, she's uneasy with her grandsides inside of the house. That's true. That's true.
Oh, so that you said the way the mayor was talking like how Flint, you would think this was Beverly Hills.
The way the news
Mulholland Drive, where the $1 million houses that the 30 million of them houses, Mulholland Drive.
The way he was talking.
Yeah, I mean that's how the news will report it. Even the Channel 12 and 566, they will have you think that this is Mulholland Drive. You riding down was $40, $50 million houses.
And people have asked the question. I've seen it on Facebook. It wasn't asked directly to me, but they were saying, maybe the mayor's talked about it, in his head, with himself or whatever he got up there, and maybe he feels bad. And I went on. He does that little whatever he do every Saturday, and I said he don't feel bad. He'll say community update, back to back, the people's mayor.
People's mayor.
He don't care. He take it in. I mean, you know what?
Did you hear his conversation today?
I did. I can't watch it.
I won. Oh, he bragged about winning today.
Did he?
Oh yeah, he talked about what word did he use? One of them little slick talking words that people be on the corner. Triumphantly, something like it was a big margin. I said,
that should tell you the mindset right then and there, because the thought shouldn't be I won, supposed to be like, we won. But you can't say we won. He can't say that because the city ain't really behind him. So he can't be like, yeah, we won. We won, Flint. We own now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The city ain't behind him. And the way I see it is, and just being real, the way I see it, like, I don't see why him, well, I know now why they couldn't. But I'm saying we should be in a position where, okay, if they win that the race for mayor, Neely and Weaver, one of them didn't win, they should be able to still work together for the city. If it's for the city, right. There should still be a table open. Like, all right, come on, let me know what you was trying to do. This is what I've been trying to do. Let's figure this out. Let's make it happen.
That's leadership that you talking
leadership.
About.
That's leadership, not politics.
Effective leadership.
That's not
effective
politics.
Leadership, and we don't have that downtown. That's one of the main reasons when I worked with him. And he really changed when he came back from Lansing. That wasn't the same guy that I knew. And since I've had the time to work with Mayor Weaver, that's why I was begging people to vote Weaver, because I knew what was coming down the pipeline. But you can't tell people when they don't want to listen or they don't like the messenger. Right. And I feel like it was a lot of people trying to influence this race just for personal reasons, not for the good of the people.
Well, of course.
And it came out and it showed, and you would find out the different little ones who got the contracts, who got this, who got something out of it, and you gonna find out in a minute who was supposed to get some stuff and then promises ain't came through, and then they gonna start saying,
"Oh, why you against him all of a sudden? You just rocking with him?"
Baby, I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming.
Them the Negroes.
Them the Negroes. Like I want to, he promised St. Agnes to a few people, so I want to see how that's gonna go down.
Pearson.
Yeah. So I want to see how that's gonna go.
Is it gonna be a drug dispensary, or is it gonna be some educational learning for the people?
Hey, man,
in the middle.
If it ain't something educational.
In the middle of Flint, right?
A drug dispensary. We need more drug dispensaries than we need learning hubs.
Yeah, but what we gonna do about it? They do make it a drug dispensary. What we gonna do about it? We gonna be up there buying the drug.
Right.
I'll be in line.
But see, that's the thing about it.
What was it? Some good?
They
They got some pressure in
you
there.
know how they won't let you. won't let you rebuild. They talking about rebuilding on the north side. We can't even get any new. And I think they think the north side, just like they said earlier this morning on the show, only go as far as bursting. It goes way beyond that, guys.
Yeah.
Like pretty much goes pretty much beyond that to what, like
But
Herb
they're not gonna credit the rest of the north side until they ready to. Until they ready to.
But they want to make it farmland and goats and stuff.
Yeah,
you know, they actually
that's why it's
want
green
to
zone. That's why you
goats.
think houses being burnt down
That's
on
what I'm saying.
purposely because you can't rebuild.
And they want the land is what they want.
Yeah.
They want people to walk away from their house.
Them fires, right? And it's, but you know what? It seems like the people of Flint, the citizens, ain't realizing what's going on.
That's right.
All this time, Central been up, and now Central burned down
twice.
And they've been wanting to get Central to build.
Yeah, because that's prime land. That's prime real estate right there.
Out.
Nope.
Not yet.
Prime real estate right there.
Not
yet. Imagine having something happen. It's whatever you do with that area because you're right there by my community college, all downtown. You're right there in all that area. It's an opportunity right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, we got to get burned down. So let's get it out the way.
Right.
And that's what's going on with a lot of the north side. And about this bursting thing, for any of y'all that think that's a good thing, for Mount Foundation, we put all this money in the bursting field house. For all of y'all that live around there, be ready and prepared to get up out of there.
Thank you.
Just simple as that. Be ready and be prepared to move.
As soon as they said they was put in a lacrosse field, I said, that ain't
who in Flint play lacrosse?
I don't
even never played lacrosse in my life.
That's not for us.
I seen it on TV, still don't understand. No, so who in Flint play lacrosse? So everybody that stay over in them areas, North, Industrial, Pasadena, so forth down there. Everybody that stay over in them areas, man. You might as well get ready to start. Might as well get ready to start packing your bags. You think they finna let them houses and the people that stay around there stay after they put $10 million in the bursting field?
Oh, don't forget.
But what about the new activity center next to Sylvester Broom Center?
Oh, don't forget that. I was gonna say that Moore Street, Damon, West, Marvin,
the hood,
all of that gotta be.
All that's gonna be.
You ready for heightened police presence?
Well, I hope they councilman Quincy Murphy in the third ward knew this was that he was what he was seeking on his
had to
people.
break bread with him.
Well, you know, he get his pockets getting padded. I sat and watched him big up white folks at the meeting for the ARPA money. He just talked the way he talked to the white folks and the way he talked to the brothers was just totally different. I watched him. Thank you so much for coming and being here. We appreciate you. And then when it comes to brothers, it's just eye rolling and all this type of stuff. And I'm thinking like, man, how we ain't got that type of respect for each other though. But for these white folks that don't have nothing to do with Flint, come out of nowhere, it's just like, oh, we want you to be here, build in Flint and all. It's just it's sickening. Like another thing, not a personal attack. I don't know the brother personally. I just know what I see. I know what I see. I'm gonna attack any position. I'm gonna attack your position. I'm gonna attack your seat if you ain't moving right in it. Simple as that. But we should be able to tell each other, like, oh, this ain't you. This ain't what you good at. You know what I'm saying? This ain't you. You tried it. It ain't working out. You know, let's put somebody else there.
But Darius, how do you feel about the Chief Barton situation? I think it showed our children. It had me messed up. I had to call my pastor because it seemed like the more you do good, the more it seems like bad things happen. We showing our children that if you stand by your truth, you're gonna get knocked down. And then it's also telling me that he make an example like that lady that was over there telling the truth about them ballots. She probably at home thinking like, damn, if he done fired the police, the fire chief, can you imagine what's gonna happen to me? Like,
oh, she in a whole nother mess. She can't worry about
I know, but still, it's like I know, and she gonna have them people on her, but she probably thinking like, damn, if they can throw the chief out, anything gonna happen to me. But how can you write that? You see, when I just said back to back, the people's mayor, and you did this to the. There's some people on his side like, damn. I wouldn't have did this if I knew. Yes, we tried to tell y'all this was coming. Now, Darius, please.
Well, the situation with the chief, right, is this what And that's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna talk about it later on live anyway. What I was gonna say is, what we gonna do about it? You got a chief that you could see care about our people.
Right.
They got rid of him because he cared about blacks and Flint. So they
My
got
man
rid
was
of him.
in
You can't,
tears
you can't,
yesterday.
you can't have this position and care about your people, right? If you want this position, you gotta turn your back on. So we got a brother that we see clearly care about the people,
Yeah.
and we see what just happened to him. There ain't no outrage.
No outrage.
There's no outrage.
Nothing, Darius.
We
Well,
should.
it's outrage. It's
I'm
outrage
prepared.
within the fire department. I'm hearing that. The firefighters are divided.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
I've
know a
heard
couple. I
that.
know a couple that were down
Okay. And this is crazy. They named the building after Mr. Joe Davis, the first firefighter. And one of the firefighters' fathers told me, and that's how it is down there too.
there. Yeah,
1960, whatever it
I
was.
believe. I believe. I believe. I mean,
Somebody said this morning on the show, where's the keys for the firefighters that went in there and was heroes and bought the black boys out?
No, he wouldn't get
They ain't getting
no
nothing.
yeah,
And then they won't even talk about,
yeah.
Vaughn Davis.
No, they're not speaking on that.
They won't
They
even
covering that up.
talk
They covering
about
that
it.
up big. They're not speaking on Von Trees Davis.
Mm-mm.
They're not
I'm
gonna speak
like,
on the
what is
incident with Von
going
Trees
on?
Davis. And the worst part of one of the worst things about the Von Trees Davis thing is that he was still alive. And the guy he collided with was alive. He never got any treatment right there on the scene. Only the white guy got the treatment. So we have a witness already that's on the scene that knew he was still alive and watched him take his last breath. So the brother was still alive. Officers knew that and everything, was still alive. People didn't know nobody was in the car looking in. People didn't even know nobody was in that car because nobody ever went over there to check on the brother. But it was already set in their mind, like if he dead or not, so what? We got more pressing matters. This Caucasian brother it's Caucasian
From Fenton.
Yeah, just got into this accident.
3 o'clock
So
in the
let's
morning.
take care of it. What you think he doing on the north side at 3 o'clock in the morning in the first place? Anyway, but this was taken care of. So then you got a young brother like that in a situation that happened. You got a chief that won't even
acknowledge.
Yeah, you won't acknowledge. So I called him out on that. Like, man, I don't know what type of brother you is. I can't even call you a brother.
You called out Sergeant Booth and said,
yes, because Booth came to the community meeting and asked for money for the police millage. And I couldn't believe he came to the community meeting and asked for money for the Flint Police Department for the community to fund them. I said, you got to be out your mind with all this going on. And your words down here is to come down here and ask for some funding. And then when Miss Clarence Clinton let it be known, like the community don't have no faith. We have no confidence in the police department. For him to not even take the second and be like, you right. What can I do to make that better? That's what I said. That's what I would have did.
Yeah.
If I was in your position, I would have stopped and asked the community, what can I do to bring back the confidence? It wasn't even no concern. Concern was money.
When you and Miss Claire McClinton was talking about the police situation, I do believe the mayor was present at that meeting.
The mayor wasn't present at that meeting. He was present at the meeting. Yeah, he was present at the meeting before that. The meeting that I got a lot of flack about for talking to him. He was present. He came into that meeting.
I told you was gonna get called in that back room.
No, I ain't get called in no back room. I ain't called in no back room. I call me. I ain't called no back room. Tell you that now. I ain't get called into no back room. But I called out him and his wife because she the 70th district state rep. You know, so I called out both of them because I'm like, man, I didn't even know who you was until somebody told me. Like, yeah, that's the 70th district state reps. That's Cynthia Neely, which don't make no sense for us to not know who state rep is. But that just shows our representation. But I called him out on the fact that him and Chief Green like these. So when you're not able to hold each other accountable, then I know that both of y'all sold out. Because you can't speak against each other. He can't speak against the Flint Police Department because they bagged him in his campaigns and stuff. So he can't say nothing about that. Chief Green not gonna say nothing about Neely because Neely support Chief Green. So they're not gonna speak out against each other. So just because that friendship sells out the mass of the people here in Flint. Bible talk about having the wrong type of friendships and being surety to a friend. So just based off that, these are some of the reasons why I think we can't get things done in the city for our own people.
And I think it's, how did you feel when you seen on the news that the union people walked in there and told the mayor, fire the chief, and he did.
They own him. He can't not do it. At this point, he can't not do it. You know what I'm saying? He owned. At this point, he can't not do it. And he probably don't sleep. He probably don't sleep.
Allegedly, he's owned.
No, I'm not saying allegedly nothing. You can see the bags on his eyes because it's haunting him. It's haunting him. It got to be haunting him because you can't even move how you want to move. Not for real.
Right.
Not for real. You can't move how you want to move because he owned. You own. And anybody, any brother, sister in this city that is tied into these bigger groups, the My Foundations, tied in with Chris Swanson. I got love for a lot of some of the brothers that's downtown at the county with Chris Swanson. I call them out too, though. Tied in with Swanson. You tied in, people tied in with Layton and all this type of stuff. Tied in with all these people that have nothing, no concern, and no care for the people. And now since you own, you can't speak and move how you really want to move. You got to be careful. You stepping on needles. You got to be careful in eggshells. I don't have to be. The money I make is anything that comes in my pocket is the money I earned on my own. The only person I got to answer to is God. And I'm going to stay like that. I have turned down Neely and Green, told come have some meetings. We want to fund the Urban Peace Corps, what y'all doing. No, because the people don't trust you. So I can't be aligned with you. People don't trust how much money you offer. People don't trust you. So I can't be aligned with you. Right. Swansea, come down, we should talk. No, for what? You won't even take care of the inmates inside of your county jail. Do you know the indigent inmates there don't get water?
What? Yeah. They don't get water?
Because you got to pay for the water. Water bottles is for sale in the county jail.
What?
Yeah.
So they got to drink the lead water?
Yes. Or don't drink.
Water is for sale.
Water is for sale inside the county jail. And if you indigent, since water is for sale, indigent means you have no money coming in on your books.
Right.
They don't have water. Wow. Now, some brothers and some pastors got together and brought water to the county jail, and this is where I call out the brothers that's down there working in the county jail next to Swanson. How do you stand behind that? How do you stand with Swanson? I know people in there because they committed crimes. Some in there because they did. Right. But how do you stand with him and watch him do this? When you know he can make a phone call and they can keep water bottles in there for eternity. How do you stand next to that?
So that's why y'all had all them water bottles delivered to the jail. Because people got to pay for water in jail.
Yeah, they had to pay for the water. So they made sure some brothers, Jaleel, forget the other pastors that was with him, Janelle Allen Bay, he kind of orchestrated that. And it probably wouldn't have happened if Janelle wasn't down there. You know, just being real, probably wouldn't happen if Janelle wasn't down there. It probably wouldn't have been allowed for the water to come in. But I asked Janelle, though, you work right next to Swanson. How you let Swanson get away with that? Because I wouldn't.
Right.
I couldn't stand next to you and knowing what's going on here in the county jail.
Well, you asked Sergeant Booth that. How can you stand next
you stand next to Chief Green?
Yeah.
His words were, I can't speak for Chief Green. Then you sorry, nigga.
Wow.
I don't know what else to do. I told him, I said, I can't even call you a brother at this point.
Well, what, in closing, we went a few minutes over. In closing, Darius, the agenda. What would you like to see happen? What can we do to get this agenda moving? We can't, Chief Barton was on it. When that man had tears rolling down his face, that touched a lot of people's hearts.
Yeah.
And he's a good man. And for him to be told, resign and get fired, and he's standing by his truth, and he still loses his job, while the others were allowed to just simply walk away. that bothers me.
The ones that let the kids die.
What do we do? And you're not gonna get 5 people downtown. They even canceled the meetings for next week because they might have got 200 people downtown next week, but they gonna go ahead and let us have that turkey and stuff for the holiday, and we gonna forget about it come Monday after Thanksgiving when that council meeting starts. They know, the attention span of black folks is not that long. So they gonna forget all about this. We're gonna let them go on and have Thanksgiving. What's the agenda, Darius?
The agenda should be what I would like. I'm just being real. What I would like to see is just speaking on the Chief Barton situation. What I would like to see is the city down at the fire department demanding he get his job back. City at the fire department, and basically in front of the doors, like, we ain't leaving. We ain't letting nothing go down. Nothing happening here. And the people that's coming into work, that's trying to work, we're not letting nobody come in the building until the Barton can come back in the building. Like, we can't even stand up for the brother that lost his job and livelihood because he stood up for ours. It would be nice to see that. That would be real nice. That'd be nice. It would be nice.
They said I heard this morning, one of the firefighters that went in there and found one of the young men was what is she? She's some type of chief, a battalion chief or something, Miss Carey in the fire department.
Her son.
Her son. It was one of her sons that went in there. And I say that to say they went back and got this man that's been retired from the force for 20 plus years with that Wiggins man.
Mm-hmm.
When they got capable a young black lady who could have led. But why? Why not her? And we know they just put Wiggins there as he's interim. He's there just for a second until, we it calms down, and then we're gonna see somebody we ain't never seen before. Darius, I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's their agenda.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have an agenda.
No, we don't. We don't have an agenda. And we're not gonna have an agenda until the mass of people wake up, and until those that are moving and trying to get something done in this city can
Deputy Chief,
can
thank
get
you,
out
Jamaica.
of.
That's what she is.
Once we get out of all the personals, and we all can have a sit down together, because I was shocked to find out that there was 2,000 groups here in Flint. That's so-called groups here in Flint that's fighting for a different quality of life in Flint.
2,000
groups. Yeah, 2,000 different type of groups. People that's supposed to be fighting for.
Are you serious, or are you just like estimating the number?
No, this is the number I was given, and it may be more.
So it's 2,000 groups that's got an LLC that's fighting for.
I say they fighting for the city of Flint.
They fight for grant money.
Trying to make things change here in the city. And if we can get to the point where, even if we can get 5 or 10 groups to be on the same page and to get rid of the beefs, and if you got personal stuff, leave it outside of that.
Right.
We can get to that point, then something can happen. Until then, it ain't gonna happen. Ain't nothing gonna happen. We're gonna continue to talk about it on podcasts. We're gonna continue to complain about it on Facebook, and then stuff gonna continue to happen. We're gonna keep talking. We're gonna keep going from the one problem to the next problem, one incident to the next incident. So who the next black person that stand up that's gonna get fired? And then we're gonna talk about that.
He was right, and then we're gonna forget about. We talk about one, and then
John Fleming fell off the week.
But that's what I'm saying. John Fleming fell off the list.
John Fleming fell all the way, all the way off the list. Everybody,
nothing.
No conversation on that no more.
John, and then somebody else come along. Kiera Powell fell off the list.
Kiera Powell, and she didn't stand. She didn't want on the list for probably about for a couple of days.
Yeah,
and that guy fell down off the list.
Yeah, I'm just.
Vontrice Davis don't get no.
Vontrice Davis, they wouldn't even put him on the list.
Man, he
never made the list. We out here.
Young brother.
People like who, when, where, when did that happen? I didn't even know it was an accident until some days later.
Where there's a policy that they're not even really supposed to be chasing them.
Well, that's what May said. May said, well, hell, Of course, the mayor don't want to say anything about the police chases when he was the one that introduced the bill up there in Lansing, saying no more police chases in residential areas.
Yeah, that was before stuff like this started out. And before he
Right,
was
right,
bought, so now he
exactly.
can't. Now he
So
can't say
now he
nothing.
don't want to say nothing about that. And
Yeah.
like I said, green contract is almost up. He gonna be the next one to go. Mickey, you got anything you want to talk to us about today? Anything you want to
Nope.
get off your mind?
Nope.
Well, people, please go follow Darius Hollins,
Mm-hmm.
aka Apesoul. You got some great music out there too.
Oh,
I'm telling you, I
appreciate it.
was
Appreciate
listening
it.
to
I
your
appreciate
content,
it.
doing a little research on my people here that I interview, because this is the Oprah show. One
Appreciate
day.
it.
I thank you for coming by. I thank you for your truthfulness, and I hope your heart heals because when you talk, I feel your pain because it feels like it's nothing getting done. No matter what we say, people not gonna fight. And then eventually you got a young son,
Yeah.
and you definitely want more for your son than what you have for
Yeah.
you. And you gonna go and you're gonna give him the opportunities that he needs somewhere else. You can see the picture already. And I hope you stay and continue on with the fight because it's a lot of fake activists
Yeah.
out there that don't have our best interests in mind.
All
So
right.
I thank you. And Darius, I'm gonna let you give our last words for today before we go off.
All right. Well, to all the, I always like to address this to the pastors that love to remind me, like, man, you a little rough. You supposed to be a man of God. And I try to tell them, I say, man, one of the verses, faith without works is dead. So you get down on your knees and pray for change all you want. If you ain't moved behind it, ain't nothing gonna happen. So faith without works is dead. But secondly, I always try to remind them of this. When Jesus saw that the people was being cheated, did he go in there and talk to some people?
Mm-mm.
Did he go in there and say, can you please stop cheating my people? Can you please do the right thing up in here? He went up there and flipped tables.
Yes, that's what he
And
did.
in the Bible, the scriptures say he ran them out. Ran them out. So when we gonna run some folks out? Pastors that love the Bible, that say you know the Bible, you love the Bible. When we gonna run some folks out? That's it.
Well, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you next Thursday. Wyntis